Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Honorable Reginald Austri, Member for the Cottage Constituency and Minister for Housing and Lands, Honorable Robbie Tong, Minister for Tourism and Urban Renewal, Your Worship, Mayor Titus Francis, other councillors with us today, ladies and gentlemen, residents of Portsmouth, particularly Portsmouth Central, but other residents from the other neighboring wards. Welcome to the Portsmouth Central Town Hall meeting. This meeting follows a first meeting held in the constituency last month. Last month, in the month of March, we were in Dodan, and today we are in Portsmouth Central. Let me assure the persons from Chance and Zikak that in May, God willing, we will come to you, and also the next month we will go to Glanville, because it is the party's decision to meet the people in their respective communities. So while I want to thank everybody for coming this afternoon, because all issues that pertain to Portsmouth can be discussed here, but I want to assure the residents of Glanville and Chance and Zikak that we will also meet with you. So once again, thank you for coming and good evening. Let me just say that it is always a pleasure for us to be here in Portsmouth, for the government to come to Portsmouth. It's always a pleasure because it is widely recognized and it is known that Portsmouth is the heartland of the Dominica Labour Party and will continue to be so. And we pride ourselves on the support that we have given to the Dominica Labour Party. We pride ourselves on our allegiance to our great Dominica Labour Party. In fact, one thing that I always tell people, this is an epic love story between the Dominica Labour Party and Portsmouth. And if we go back in history, when we first had electoral politics in Dominica, way back in the 1940s when the first election was held, and the leader of the party at the time was Edward Oliver LeBlanc, when the North used to be one district, and Edward Oliver LeBlanc ran the northern seat and won the northern seat overwhelmingly. And ever since, successive Labour Party parliamentarians have continued to be victorious in the Portsmouth constituency. So much so that when federation was about to be formed, when the islands were coming together as federation, and Premier E.O. LeBlanc had to go to Trinidad at the time to represent Dominica in the federation, Mr. Leslie ran the seat and won again for the Dominica Labour Party. It was Mr. LeBlanc who gave the Glanville people the lots in Glanville at $500 a lot at the time, and a lot of the other things that we see in and around Portsmouth was done by the Dominica Labour Party under successive governments. So we're very happy that we can continue the tradition. Young leaders like the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, myself, and all of the others who sit in his cabinet, we're very happy that we can continue the great tradition started by the Dominica Labour Party. Some of you all probably don't even remember that E.O. LeBlanc beat formidable opponents like R.B.D. Douglas, my grandfather, and Mr. Barron right here in Portsmouth when he ran those seats. So Mr. LeBlanc was very well loved, and even if he's gone today, but I'm sure in the hearts and minds of the elder persons I see around here today, I'm sure that he's still well loved, just like all of the other parliamentarians that have come along the way. So we're very happy to be here with you, and I'm very excited to tell you that in just a couple of weeks, in the next probably 2 weeks, on the 7th of May, the Dominica Labour Party will be at the Benjamin's Park in a grand, festive atmosphere where we will again be sharing with you the plans and prospects for the next couple of years and for the terms to come, because it is our desire to continue the development of Dominica, and we will be doing that at the Benjamin's Park with a grand rally on the 7th of May. Of course, you know that we have been constantly transforming the entire landscape of the town. In fact, the first investment that this government actually made upon becoming the government of the day in 2000 was of the Benjamin Park. And we remember the draining of the Benjamin Park used to be called Mang when we were growing up. Cows used to be tied there and you're playing football in mud and water. And today, Benjamin Park is certainly one of the best sporting facilities, not only in Dominica but in the region. And we have lighted up the park. We've put the cricket pavilion, which is almost like a cricket academy right now. We have future plans for the park. We want to put in some more stands. And as we go along, we want to upgrade and keep upgrading the park. I also want to say thanks to the contractor, Double O, and also to the Ministry of Public Works for finishing Rodney Street and doing such a great job of that road. So right now we have all of our streets, Bay Street, Harbour Lane, and Rodney Street, fully paved with nice sidewalks and stuff, and really looking nice and befitting the kind of town that we want. I want to also tell you, for you, those of you all who do not know, that we have in fact started Bedford Street, and we're going to completely refurbish Bedford Street from the market here all the way up to the hospital. It has to look like Rodney Street. Pembroke Street. In a couple of months, we will be Pembroke Street will be totally rehabilitated from the market all the way up to the hospital. And I was jumping the gun in my speech because Pembroke Street will also be refurbished and rehabilitated. And Bedford Street will be totally rehabilitated, and we have the funds already secured to do that. In fact, I was discussing with the Prime Minister and I was asking him if it is possible that while Pembroke Street is going on, if I can maybe start Bedford Street or maybe Scott Street. Scott Street is the street from Julian Mills going all the way down to the Women's Center. We want to do that one also. And we also have the estimates for the rehabilitation of the street coming from the Methodist Church going all the way down, which is Rollo Street, coming all the way down to Jem's shop, joining back up with Grand Bay Street, the highway. So we are on the move, and we certainly will be rehabilitating those streets. And that's some serious money we're going to be spending there. I mean, Scott Street alone will take about $500,000, $581,000. And right now, we're spending about $700,000 to redo Pembroke Street. So some serious cash will be injected. And we have our own local contractors doing that job. And I want to tell the local contractors who are on that, Double O has set the standard very high. So they have to follow. We want the jobs to be done perfectly. You know, and I am boasting of the infrastructural development that we are undertaking in the town. But infrastructure is not in and of itself complete unless we have people's development also. And we have to be conscious of our environment. And I want to speak specifically about garbage management right now. And I want to commend the council, because the council and I have been giving them support in that respect. I've been moving in different wards. I think we had the first meeting in Borough Square some weeks ago, and it is the mayor's intention to go to the various wards like Zikak and Lago and Glanvilla and really discuss with people when the trucks will be making the wrong, so that you do not put your garbage out indiscriminately. You will know the times and the days the trucks will pass, and you will put it out, because it is not only the responsibility of the PALREP and the council to manage garbage and waste disposal. We ourselves have to play a part to ensure that we have proper garbage disposal and management in the town of Portsmouth. I mean, we just finished spending, your worship, how much? $133,000 on the rubbish trucks. And we got 2 rubbish trucks for the town. So we are playing our part, but we also need you, the residents of the town, to play your part. I mean, I have about 27 persons right now on the beautification and cleanup, the NEP program. and they've been doing a tremendous job in helping to clean up the town, to beautify, to plant some flowers. Been doing a great job. So if you look at in the areas of like Benjamin's Park and along Rodney Street, you see the flowers planting, and Blanche Roy is spearheading that effort, and she's doing a great job. Great job. Also too, Christabel is not an official part of the NEP program, but Christabel herself has taken control of Bay Street, and I really want to commend you for the great job you continue to do, Christabel. And I will continue to advocate on your behalf, because I just spoke to the PM about your house, and we definitely have to ensure that we build that house for you. We have to do that, because you're taking care of the town, and we're very happy for what you continue to do in the town. So we're very happy for that. So right now, Portsmouth in itself, Portsmouth Central, is becoming very popular. Everybody from all around Dominica right now takes pleasure in coming down to Portsmouth, especially on a weekend, to go to the beach, to lime, to just have fun, to party, especially the tourism season when all of the yachts are there and the yachties and the tourists are in town, and we're very happy for that. But we must continue the cleanup and beautification if we want our town to continue to develop the reputation as one of the best little towns in the Eastern Caribbean to come as tourists. And I know we can do it. Pays and the Indian River guys are doing their share. I believe we too can help in that respect, because Portsmouth has tremendous commercial potential. There's so much that we can do in Portsmouth if we put our minds and our hearts together. And I want to tell you, and really, that was enthusiastically displayed on Thursday night at the RDPS, the Rosie Douglas Primary School. I invited all persons interested in small business development, those who have their small business already established, and those who have brilliant ideas that they want to implement, but they do not have the collateral, they do not have the funding. So the meeting was well attended, people were enthusiastic, and I really felt good, being there with them discussing. So I want to tell all of the persons who came to that meeting, and even those who met me afterwards, who have filled out their forms, you have gotten your invoices. That is a great way to start. We are well on the move. I have all of your information, your telephone numbers, your contacts. I have already started speaking to the people at the small business unit, who will come down to give us some training, basic training on bookkeeping, management of your small business. And we will make the funding available, and we will hold your hand to ensure that your business continues and grows from strength to strength. So I'm very happy, and I'm very thankful for the people who came to that meeting. So while we deal with infrastructural development, hard things like the roads and the bridges and the drains and the sidewalks, but we don't want to forget people's development, because that is at the heart of what we do, to ensure that we lift you up from one stage to the next. Like the Prime Minister always says, we are taking you to the next level. And the next level is literally a place that we want to take. It's not in our minds, it's not a myth, it's not an idea. The next level is to raise the standard of living of everybody in this country. And that is what we are working at, and I'm sure that we are well on our way to achieving it. Also too, I want to congratulate all of the captains and the boatmen who successfully completed the captain and crew course in Antigua, and are now certified. They have their qualifications. They can go anywhere in the world, not only in Dominica, and show their certificate. And I'm very happy for the performance of those guys. I'm particularly pleased about that too, because a lot of the guys used to be on the longhouse there, like Bakey and Titus and Jones and all of those guys, but they never really had a piece of paper to show. And they have worked, you and I know that those guys in Portsmouth on the Borough Square have worked on boats all their lives. Look at a man like Uncle Toss, all his life. And now for those guys to really have a piece of paper showing that they are qualified, able-bodied seafarers. And even some of the captains, big captains like Captain Ryan and these guys never had their certification. Mano, and we know Mano worked on yachts all his life. And those guys could go to Antigua and sit down in a classroom and complete their certification. So now, any one of those boats leaving the Longhouse Harbor can be well equipped with proper captains and seafarers. In addition to which, we have also supplied the owners of the boats with funding. They can access the funding. Fellow captains like Johnny and these guys have brilliant ideas about they want to make further investment in the business, and we are there to support them because we remember that Portsmouth is a marine town, and a lot of our business that comes to Portsmouth comes via our marine resources like Longhouse and the yachties, and even here, what the fishermen on the fisheries complex have continued to achieve is great. And I want to tell the fishermen, I have some news for you. There is one businessman out of Tortola who comes to Dominica for about years now, for 2 or 3 years now, purchasing food, provisions and vegetables and stuff, fresh fruits and vegetables. And he has now indicated to us that he wants to get at least 6,000 pounds of fish every week. 6,000 pounds. Imagine, last week Shem managed to only get 2,000 pounds of fish for him. And he wants to do that kind of trade every week. So get together, fellas, and let us have the catch. We can pack the cooler right here for him, take it to Longhouse, put it on the boat, and ship it to Tortola. So I want to develop that trade. There is serious potential for the export of fish. So I want you to form yourselves and get ready. You have your cooperative structure ready. Participate in it. I will send the guys from Dexia like Shem and the other guys to talk to you to ensure that we meet that quota of fish catch every week, because that is what we want to ensure. So let me assure each and every one of you that the major pieces of infrastructural works that you see happening around the town now is not all that we are doing. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that you are not even aware of. So for example, washrooms. I was just indicating to the Honorable Prime Minister, we have done tremendous work. We have spent in excess of $800,000 putting in washrooms for the people of this constituency, in this constituency alone. I mean, and everybody have been participating. All of the various contractors, we probably used maybe 20 or so different contractors in that project, and they have employed other people. And we still have about 30 more of those washrooms to do. And I want to assure those of you all who have not yet received your washrooms, we will in fact be coming to you to ensure that at least by the end of the year, if not in the first quarter of next year, we eradicate every single pit latrine from the constituency and in fact from the country. So let me say thank you again to the contractors. For the most part, the contractors have been doing a very good job. Some fellas have little issues here and there where they want to cut corners, but I am at them. Every washroom, I will visit the washrooms personally to ensure that you do a perfect job for the recipients. It's not because you feel the person didn't have before and the government helping them to cut corners. I do not want you to cut corners on the size. I do not want you to cut corners on the standards of the washroom. All of them must be done as if it's in Fort Young Hotel you are building washrooms for our residents. So, like I said, we also not only are doing washrooms and concentrating on washrooms, but we will also be concentrating on some homes, because we have some more needy persons and especially some single mothers that really need assistance. So we will also be focusing on some homes that we want to build for some specific people. Some of them have their land already. Of course, like I mentioned, Christabel and some others have their land already. So it's easy for us to move in onto the land and to construct those houses, those homes on the land for those persons. You will know who you are in short order, because I will write to these persons indicating to them that they will certainly be beneficiaries of the homes that we want to do for them. Also too, we want to completely resurface all our roads in Portsmouth. By the end of this year, all roads are supposed to be resurfaced. So, for example, those that I told you about are the major roads. But then we have some little ones. We have one by Summer, from by Summer to the back to the priest, right, and to the preschool. And then we also have one by the Olivet Baptist Church there. That is called Market Lane, along Olivet Baptist Church. You see, I know my streets. You have to know the names of the streets, you know. Market Lane is the name of the street. We want to refurbish that. And there's also Melville Street. You know which one is Melville Street? The one in Melville Street is the one passing by Mr. James. They're going all the way down by Joan Caesar's home towards Benjamin's Park. We want to completely refurbish and surface that. And while they are doing that, there is the drain coming down from Ma Savilla's house, coming all the way down past Ye's shop to the end of Rodney Street. That drain will also be completely refurbished. It is my hope and vision that I don't know if some of you all can remember that we had some big storm drains taking the water out of Portsmouth. Those big storm drains, about 4 of them, will be completely reinstated before the end of this political term. I give you that assurance. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a government that we are focused and we are concentrating on working for you. We don't want to get distracted. You know, because I'm hearing all kind of outlandish kind of statements coming from the opposition. The last thing they said was that the Prime Minister give a man 10,000 passports in Syria to sell. I mean, you making yourself look foolish when you say something like that. Say something that people can maybe ask themselves, maybe it's true now. A foolish, outlandish statement like that you're making people lose respect for you. The little bit of people already, people kind of even, disgusted in their type of politics. But when you make a statement like that, which sane person in their right mind? The Prime Minister is not even in charge of the issuance of passports in Dominica. There is a Minister for Legal Affairs and a Minister for National Security. The police in the Chief of Police and the police in the Immigration Department, they are the ones who issue passports. We have a contracted company called Canadian Banking in Canada who sends down passports in batches, and the passports are held by the Chief of Police. You're saying the Prime Minister give 10,000 passports. And that is how low our politics have gotten to. You know, and I'm happy in Portsmouth. I'm happy in Portsmouth that we have dismissed that kind of politics a long time ago. A long time ago. We don't have time for that kind of politicking. You know, when people come to speak to us, they must speak to us about development. How they're going to make our life better. That is what we want to hear about. That is what we want to hear about. How are you going to make our lives better? How are you going to secure a future for our children? How are you going to guarantee a roof over our heads? And how are you going to ensure that we have a job to go to in the morning, that we can pay our bills? How are you going to ensure that our elderly are well taken care of by giving them the $300 support every month, non-pension grant? These are the things that occupy our mind every night we go to bed. These are the things when we go to cabinet on Tuesday, that is what we deliberate on. How many more people have to get washrooms? How many people are in need of housing assistance? How many students need transportation to go to the college? How many students need scholarships abroad? How many of the unemployed that we can still put on the NEP? Right now, nationally around the country, we are getting close to 2,000 interns. The last time I checked, 1,960 interns are on the NEP. And I myself, I want to stop putting people on the NEP because I see it costs about $11 million every year to fund the NEP. And the Prime Minister in his goodness is telling me, no, Ian, we have to help out. Put them. These are the things that occupy our mind, brothers and sisters. That is why we are moving around the country in these town hall meetings to really get from you, what are your issues? What are your challenges? What are your concerns? How else can we continue to help you so that you can continue to enjoy the standard of living that you truly deserve as Dominicans? That is why we are here, and we are happy to have the honorable ministers and the officials from the council to dialogue with you. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, I want to introduce one of my colleagues to the platform. Like I said, Portsmouth has a great tourism tradition. We are leaders in some of the subsectors in tourism, especially in yachting. We are leaders in the Caribbean in what we have been able to do with our yachting, and we want to continue to grow our share of the tourism dollar. And that is why the Honorable Robbie Tong is here with us today, the Minister for Tourism and Urban Renewal, who will share some thoughts on how we can continue to develop the tourism product in the Portsmouth constituency, especially in Portsmouth Central. Thank you very much.